What's going on, everybody? We are back with another video. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. Again, thank you all for your support. Little different video today. We're not out hunting or fishing. Want to talk about training dogs here. Like I've said in my other videos, I am no way, shape, or form a professional trainer. It's just how I trained my dog, and it seemed to have worked well. Just wanted to share with everybody. Those of you who have any questions or even suggestions, I'll take any kind of suggestion that you have. But I hope this video helps out some of you who are training a young dog, or maybe even just training a dog in general to hunt. One thing that I see online a lot is people asking, how do they get their dog interested in fetching birds? The best advice that I can give you is don't overthink it. If your dog loves to retrieve, your dog is going to get used to retrieving birds. It's just a whole different ball game once they start feeling live feathers or whatever it may be. So I am here to talk about how I got Deacon, my hunting dog, how to retrieve birds. The one thing that I did last year is that my friends and I, we had a really good mallard hunt. Knowing that I was getting Deacon, one thing that I did is that I cut all the wings off the birds and I froze them. Why did I do that? Right here. Why is this so important to training your dog? Well, there's so many different reasons why. One, it's real. It's a wing. It's got feathers. So when they bite it, it's not like grabbing the body of a duck or a bird that has give or feels weird, or there's so many tremendous smells coming out of the bird that it's just so overwhelming that they can't concentrate on fetching it, that they're more concentrated on smelling it and trying to figure out what it is. So why start with this? Did Deacon start off by wanting to smell this and figure out what it was? Absolutely. Did I stop him from doing that? Absolutely not. I wanted him to show interest in this thing. So what I did is I held it and I played keep away with him. I wouldn't let him actually take it and chew it because I don't want him to chew things. But if he wanted to put his mouth over it, sure. I'd keep playing keep away. Made it interesting. Then I'd throw it just a little ways. The other important thing, if you want your dog to bring it back to you, as simple as it sounds and as weird as it sounds, walk away from them as you're praising them up. Why is that important? It's important because they do want to bring it back to you. They want to show you what they have. But if they're over there with it and they're smelling it and you're just standing there not doing anything, they know you're there. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. You start walking away, they want to be with their owner. They want to show you what they have because they're excited about it. So that'll make that drive higher. They'll look at you and then they'll look back at it and they'll actually grab it and bring it to you. So those things are super important to do when you're starting to teach your dog how to retrieve. I do have a few videos on my channel showing Deacon's progression and how I got him to do that. If you want to see how it works and how Deacon responded to that and how we built his progression up to where we are now. So this is a duck wing. If you can get your hands on any kind of wing, whether it's a grouse wing, woodcock wing, duck wing, goose wing, any kind of wing that's real, for a couple different reasons. Like I said before, there's not as many smells on it, so they're more interested in that. It's not as big, it's not very intimidating, so they can pick it up really easy and get used to the feathers being in their mouth. Also, this does smell like a duck. Does smell like a bird. So the other thing that I started doing with this to get Deacon working independently as far as in the woods looking for birds, and I'm starting to see when we go hunting now how he's using his nose more than he's using his eyes. Personally, I love that. I want him to use his nose, not just for grouse hunting or woodcock hunting to try to get a good flush in, but also there may be a time where I don't see where the duck landed. I see it go down, but I don't know how far in the sway grass. I don't know if maybe it glided. I don't know these things. So now we talk about our next subject. Why is it important for a dog to work independently? Yes, I just started on it a little bit, talking about the importance, but let's really talk about the nuts and bolts. Why it is important to let your dog work independently. Again, these are my opinions. This is what works for me. Not a personal trainer. I don't train other people's dogs. Just letting you know what's working with me so far. Now, I'm gonna couple what I say with, you don't want a dog that's so independent that they don't work with you at all. That is not what I'm saying. You don't want a dog that's just out doing whatever they want to do without you. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when you send them on a retrieve, you want them to find the bird. I know it's everywhere, but up here in Maine, we do have thick woods, we do have thick weeds, so sometimes those birds, they do get away from us. We don't know exactly where they landed. They may have glided over the sway grass and landed 20 yards farther than what I thought. So that's why I talk about why it's important to teach your dog how to work independently. I'm gonna talk about how I did that. How I did that with Deacon is that I took these wings and I went and hid him out in the woods. Not far, didn't make it crazy hard for him to find them, but I put him out there. Once I knew he knew what he was needing to retrieve was this, because we had worked in the garage a lot, I had an idea that if he could smell these, he would retrieve them for me, knowing that we had been working on that. I started off with three to four wings, and it went great. I also have 2 frozen ducks. I have a frozen green-winged teal and I've got a frozen mallard, and I use those as well to hide in the woods or to teach them how to retrieve big birds or live birds like that. But that was a progression thing. We'll go into that later on. But how I started is that I'd take these wings and I would just set them on top of the vegetation. I wouldn't place it. I'd find a fairly open spot and I'd throw it away from me and watch it land. So I knew where it was. I would then bring him outside after a couple minutes, give him a command, and he would go out, and I would just let him be a dog. I didn't follow him. I didn't micromanage him. I let him be a dog. I let him smell whatever he wanted to smell. I let him do whatever he wanted to do. As long as he wasn't doing something that was going to hurt him, I let him go out and be a puppy. Just be a dog. Because we need to keep it fun, and we need to not make it seem like work. When he'd start getting close, I would see his change in behavior in his nose, and I could tell, okay, he's smelling the wing now, and he would work through it, find it, bring it back to me. And I would reward that with a lot of praise, whatever it may be, and then I would send him on the next one. Well, we got to the point where I could really start extending my boundary on that and really start working on more complicated hides, and he got better and better and better. Eventually, he knew that he needed to start using his nose to find these things. Now, fast forward to our first hunt. I put 2 wood ducks down. I do have that video. If you want to go to my channel, go back a couple videos back, and you'll see that duck hunting video is with my wife. Ended up sending Deacon on 2 wood duck retrievals. First one, he had a little trouble finding it just because he didn't really know what he was looking for. He couldn't see it. It was all a brand new thing. I just fired a gun, which I had fired around him before. We went on a goose hunt before that, and I did some shooting around him before that. But it was just a lot of confusion. Of course, I was excited too, because now I just put down 2 wood ducks and I wanted to see him retrieve them. Eventually, I get his attention to that duck so that he knows what he's looking for. Retrieves that one, brings it back, send him after the second one. He's out there just working the area. All of a sudden, I see him pick his nose up. He starts smelling. I was like, he's going to find this bird instantly, because these are things that I saw when he was looking for these out in the woods. These are the changing behaviors that I had seen when we were training all the way up to this day. So I watch him. Guess what he finds in the sway grass? He finds the bird, brings it back to me. I was so happy when he did that. Not just because he retrieved 2 ducks, but because our training paid off. Now, I would say that was luck if it was only one time that he did that. I go on a second hunt. Ended up shooting wood duck. Send him after it. He gets it no problem. My cousin Jake, a little bit later, shoots a wood duck. We could see where it was. Deacon couldn't. So I sent him after it, and he's checking the whole area, and he's got his nose in the air, and he's smelling around, checking, running. He gets close to it, and then all of a sudden he slows down a little bit, starts using his nose a little bit more, goes over to it, finds it, brings it back. Me telling these stories, it is not boasting about my dog. It's just me telling you guys that what I have done for my dog has worked so far. The ultimate thing about hunting, especially with hunting with dogs, is that we are all here to help each other out. We're all here to be positive, and we're all here to support each other and support our dogs because we all want to have success. I'm going to end this video, but before I end this video, I'm going to leave everybody with some keynotes. One, if you can, get some wings. Make this fun. Play some keep away. Then start working those short fetches. Maybe just throw it a little ways. Then start walking away from them and praising them up when they're smelling it. They'll bring it back to you. Once you establish that, then you can start doing farther retrieves and you can start working on really getting some distance with your dogs. The other thing, I didn't say this before, but don't take it too fast. Don't expect too much out of your dog. Just remember they're still a puppy. When they're a year old in dog years, they're still 7. I don't know about all of you, but when I was 7, I wanted to go out and play and have fun, not do chores. Don't make it a chore for your dog, make it fun. And if you make it fun, especially at a young age, they're going to respond so much better and they're going to want to do it. So don't expect too much out of them. I really hope this video helped out some of you, especially with working with your dog and teaching them how to fetch ducks or fetch birds or whatever it is, and how to teach them to work independently. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you want me to do more as far as training goes with obedience or whatever it may be, please let me know. Send me a message on my Instagram. It's T-Spence Outdoors, just like my YouTube channel. And I'd be more than happy to post some more videos or maybe just have a one-on-one chat with you and see if there's any way that I can help work through any kind of problem you have with your dog. Thank you for joining us. Until next time.